You know, what's related with Take My Breath? Choking. And losing breath. And breathing. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Hi everybody, my name is Gavin and welcome back. Today we're listening to Dawn FM by The Weeknd. The dawn is finally here, what we've been waiting for, the highly anticipated album by The Weeknd. I think this is going to be his biggest and most successful album to date. Welcome listeners, this is 103.5 Dawn FM. I am your temporary host, Gavin Poyer. Gavin sits upon his throne, unaware today he would die. Without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, Dawn FM. Take it away, Jim. Alone, and it's actually interesting to think about this because After Hours starts in a very similar way with Alone Again. I'll take my leave on this I need something to make me believe and make believe, 'cause after the night is it dark on it's just the first track, and I'm already hyped out of my mind. And we're about to get Jim freaking Carrey on a Weeknd album. That's a dream come true.
You are now listening to 103.5 Dawn FM. You've been in the dark for way too long. It's time to walk into the light and accept your fate with open arms. Scared? Don't worry.
I'm curious what dark and light will have to do with the album. I think that was my biggest curiosity in seeing what that kind of represents.
We'll be there to hold your hand and guide you through this painless transition. But what's the rush? Just relax and enjoy another hour of commercial-free music on 103.5 Dawn FM. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Jam. On to number 2, Gasoline. Yes! Oh yeah. I think this is one of the ones that we heard in the snippet. I mean, we only heard that little drop, right? You know, it was only like 5 seconds. So this is just... New content is fantastic. And this is my first time being here, being present at a Weeknd debut.
It's 5 a.m. my time again. I've soaken up the moon, can't sleep.
What the heck?
It's 5 a.m. my time again. I'm calling and you know it's me. I'm pushing myself further. I'm just trying to feel my heartbeat beat.
I didn't expect this at all. It's almost giving me Tears for Fears vibes. It's got that kind of 80s aspect to it. Interesting.
I wrap my hands around your neck. You love it when I always squeeze. It's 5 a.m. I'm high again, and you can see that I'm in pain.
What the heck?
I've fallen into emptiness. I want you 'cause we're both insane.
No, I love this because it's different, right? None of his other work has ever sounded like this. He's never used this kind of vocal tone that he's using here. This is huge. This is new.
I'm staring into the abyss. I'm looking at myself again. I'm dozing off to REM. I'm trying not to lose my faith.
Good callback to Faith that was on After Hours, actually. It's interesting to see how After Hours and this is connected, because it is.
I'm trying not to lose my faith. And I love it when you watch me sleep. You spin me around so I can breathe. It's only safe for you and me. I know you won't let me OD. And if I finally die in peace, just wrap my
So it sounds like he found somebody that could potentially kind of look over him. I know you won't let me OD, and if I finally die in peace, just wrap my body in these sheets. So he's having somebody that is kind of taking care of him, but I think it's also a type of a relationship as well.
It don't mean much to me. Obsessing over aftermath, apocalypse, and hopelessness. The only thing I understand is your sum of tenderness. Oh baby, please just hold me close, make me believe there's more to live.
Yeah, so far it's just sounded completely different from anything he's ever done, and I love the kind of background sounds as well, because that sounds fresh to me. He's used background sounds before, background vocals, right? But it hasn't sounded anything like this. Nothing sounded like this.
Around, 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 around we go.
Yeah.
In this game called life, we are nothing. And I love it when you watch me sing. You spin me around so I can breathe. It's only safe for you and me. I know you won't let me OD.
His journey is nearly there, soon to have a deathly stare. Next time you hear this voice, his life won't have a choice. I'll be moving away as a host to reunite with you pre-post. We're on to number 3, How Do I Make You Love Me?
We're going back in time. I'd like to see you try unpacking thoughts through tunnels in your mind. I'll fix your mushroom tea and cross the restless sea. Release yourself to escape reality.
Mushroom tea, though, that's an interesting thing to kind of put in there. Has he referenced mushrooms before in his work? I know, obviously, there are drug references galore, right? But I'm not sure if he's actually referenced mushrooms, and if he has, it definitely hasn't been in tea form.
It doesn't faze you. I need a breakthrough. I only want what's right in front of me. It's quite unusual, seeking approval, begging for it desperately. I said,
yeah. Okay, we're getting a bit of a build-up. Interesting. So far, I love his vocalizations, especially at the end of Gasoline. That just fills me up with joy. Oh, yeah!
how do I make you love
Yes!
me? How do I make you fall for me? How do I make you want me? And make it last eternally.
Okay, so production does sound kind of familiar to me. The reason why the production stood out to me is because it's by Swedish House Mafia and Max Martin together, so it's bringing home some familiar sounds, but like it's working its way in there so sweetly.
How do I make you love me? How do I make you fall for me? How do I make you want me? Make it last eternally. I can see the real you, girl. You don't have to hide.
Yeah.
Look about what your daddy said. I'll teach you how to shine. And all the things you tolerated made you cold inside.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a different tone on his voice so far. I would say so far, whenever he is singing, it's different. There's a different tone to him, almost like just a little bit more of a maturity. You know, he's been down this road before. He's almost like a veteran at this type of thing. So it sounds weathered in a way.
It doesn't faze you. I need a breakthrough. I only want what's right in front of me. It's quite unusual, seeking approval, begging for it desperately. I say,
Yeah!
how do I make you love me? How do I make you fall for me? How do I make you want
Swedish House Mafia are really, really good at just kind of huge drops. I've listened to some of their music ever since Moth to a Flame, and they're really, really successful at what they do. Yeah. I think sonically, this is just going to string together so well. I think it's just going to be 100% smooth. Lots of nice drops, lots of kind of 80s inspiration, right? That's kind of what we've been getting. Ooh. And we hear some breathing in the background. That's always appreciated. I love when extra vocalizations are always added in there, even when it's not, you know, a part of the lyric or anything like that. Ooh. No! Okay, we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that transition, because that's just smooth. Like I was saying, this whole project is going to be cohesive, and that's the perfect example. What just happened there was a slow transition into the breathing, right? And then before the song ended, it transitioned into Take My Breath. You know what's related with Take My Breath? Choking and losing breath and breathing. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Hello, everybody. This is 103.5 Dawn FM with your host, Gavin Poyer. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the sonic universe. First up is the Weeknd's newest hit single, Take My Breath. I can see you, Gavin.
I saw the fire in your eyes. I saw the fire when I look into your eyes. You tell me things you wanna try. I know temptation is the devil in disguise. You risk it all to feel alive. Yeah. You're offering yourself to me like sacrifice.
The Weeknd released the biggest US Billboard Hot 100 single of all time.
Want me to hold on to your time. You pull me close, I feel the heat between your thighs. You're way too young to end your life. Girl, I don't wanna be the one who pays the price. Ooh, it's like a dream. What she feels with me, she loves to be on the edge.
We hope you're enjoying Dawn FM.
Take my breath. Nobody does it better, baby.
You're going to die.
Don't see me.
It's always darkest before the dawn.
Take my breath. Take my breath. Nobody does it better, baby. Bring me closer, better, baby. Take my breath.
We're on to number 5, Sacrifice.
I was born in a city,
Yeah.
where the winter nights don't ever sleep. So this life's always with me. The ice inside my veins will never bleed.
Really good groove straight off the bat. I would say that this album so far is very 80s inspired. It definitely reads that. And I think that's great. I think that's where the Weeknd can really strive.
Every time you try to fix me, I know you'll never find that missing piece. When you cry and say you miss me, you that I'll never leave. But I sacrificed your love for more of the night. I tried to put up a fight.
That's giving me mad Michael Jackson vibes, almost Thriller-esque in a way. The like the ultimate kind of build up to the Thriller.
Tie me down. I don't wanna sacrifice for your love. I try. I don't wanna sacrifice, but I love my time.
Ooh, what was that? I love little moments like that, vocalizations like that. They're coming off really fresh on this album. Little moments like that, I think, are just absolutely beautiful. So this is another song produced by Max Martin and Swedish House Mafia, which is, they seem to be a pretty good pairing so far. Really, really quality work.
Hold you through the toughest parts when you feel like it's the end. Cause life is still worth living. Yeah, this life is still worth living. I can break you down and pick you up and fuck like we are friends. But don't be catching feelings. Don't be out here catching feelings. Cause I sacrifice.
Yeah.
Love for more of the night. I tried to put up a fight. Can't talk.
Yeah, that's nice. I love the vocalizations in the background as well. I think we're getting a lot more of that off of this album than we did, let's say, After Hours, for example. After Hours seemed more of a solo work, while this one feels more collaborative in nature, mainly because of the production and because of just all the added kind of vocal effects and background singing that we're getting.
I don't wanna sacrifice for your love. I try. Oh, baby. I hope you know that I try. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I hope you know I love my time.
That part right there, that was epic. I love that. That was a really good bridge, honestly. Probably some of the best vocals we've gotten on the album thus far. Not to say that the rest is bad, but like that, just in particular, that's what we want. That's what we want. We're on to number 6, A Tale by Quincy.
Looking back now, I didn't know what it was supposed to be. And it's like raising kids, man. If you weren't raised, you don't know how to raise, you know? I just did the best thing I could with them because they know fucking well I loved them. But I did do the best I could.
So Quincy Jones is a massive, massive name, working in the entertainment industry for quite a bit, and deals with TV, film, production, music, and so on and so on.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't. I will never forget watching my mother get put in a straitjacket and taken out of my home when I was only 7 years old. She was diagnosed with dementia praecox and put in a mental institution, leaving my daddy along with me and my little brother Lloyd.
I cannot imagine that, you know, because I mean, I'm lucky enough to still have my parents around, not have them being dragged off in a straitjacket when I'm 7 years old. That's traumatizing, to say the least.
I later had an evil stepmother who further cemented the idea that I didn't need a mother. Growing up without one had long-lasting effects I didn't fully understand until much later in life.
This is an interesting kind of interlude. I'm curious to see what it has to do with the whole of the project. He mentions mothers a lot. We're on to number 7, Out of Time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been working on me, baby.
Cool.
There's so much trauma in my life.
And we know, based on your previous work, you've been through a lot. But that doesn't excuse your behavior sometimes.
I've been so cold to the ones who love me, baby. I look back now and I realize. Remember when I held you? You begged me with your drowning eyes to stay. No regret I didn't take you.
I love the kind of calmness to this, but there's a very deep sadness. Almost, if you take a look at the album cover, it kind of feels like that. It kind of feels like an emptiness, a very sad, longing feeling. Which is basically, you know, the Weeknd in general is a sad, lonely person. That's what all of his work has kind of led us to believe.
I love you, girl, but I'm out of time. Say I'm there for you, but I'm out of time. Say that I care for you, but I'm out of time. Said I'm too late to make you mine. Out of time. If you mess up just a little, baby, you know my line.
So I see some similar themes as to what he wrote in Moth to a Flame. It's very, very similar in that he's like, oh, you know, if he ever messes up, give me a ring, you know, call my line. He's always going to be there. He's always going to be there to catch her when she falls.
I remember when I held you. You begged me with your drowning eyes to stay.
So production for this one, The Weeknd and Winothrix Point Never, a producer who I've never really heard of. I like the kind of groove that we're getting with that kind of almost jazzier bass and some nice notes in the background as well. It feels kind of classy, but it's sunken.
Say I'm there for you, but I'm out of time. Say that I care for you, but I'm out of time. Say that I care for you, but I'm out of time. Better too late to make you mine. Out of time.
Yeah, I think the emotions on this one really read through. I think are really, really authentic too. Like this feels pretty real. Especially in moments like, I remember when I held you, you begged me with your drowning eyes to stay. Especially within those lines, like I can definitely feel that.
Don't you dare touch that dial, because like the song says, you are out of time. You're almost there, but don't panic. There's still more music to come before you're completely engulfed in the blissful embrace of that little light you see in the distance. Soon you'll be healed, forgiven, and refreshed, free from all trauma, pain, guilt, and shame. You may even forget your own name. But before you dwell in that house forever, here's 30 minutes of easy listening.
We're on to number 8. Here we go again.
Strike a pose with my kinfolk. Front page of the billboard. Suit and tie, cigar smokes. Macallan shots till the burn throats. We still celebrating Super Bowl.
That's a funny reference. You know, obviously he did the Super Bowl and it was huge, massive, one of the most memorable performances in a while.
Catalog looking legendary. Ring froze like it's February. XO, that's a mercenary. A quarter bill on and off, yeah. Used to sing on logs, but now we cruising on the yacht. We clear, yeah. Said you wanted your boyfriend jealous with a couple pics, and you didn't expect to fall for me once you got this dick.
I think it's funny how he ended both of those lines with pics and then dick. I don't know, for some reason, it might just be the age that we're in. I often associate those two words, and that's just a shame.
Dark city dangerous, your girlfriends try to pair you with somebody more famous, but instead you ended up with someone so basic, faceless, someone to take your pictures and frame it. And my new girl, she a movie star. My girl, she a movie star.
That screams toxic to me. It's like trying to compare relationships and be like, oh, you got that normal guy that, you know, so and so, he's not even famous, he's not even making money. I got this movie star and we're both famous. I don't really think that you should compare relationships, even if you are super famous and you're dating a movie star and the other person isn't really dating anybody of notice or name.
Baby girl, she a movie star. Baby girl, she a movie star. I told myself that I'd never fall, but here we go again. Ooh, here we go again. Life's a dream, 'cause it's never what it seems. But you.
That's what I was gonna say. It does seem very dreamlike. Maybe that's because Tyler, the creator, is on the song, and he does have some dreamlike kind of production with Flower Boy, for example.
So here we go again.
Although this love is strong to me, some things can change, go wrong with me. We don't know how it's going to be. Forever is too long to me. We don't need the government involved because we like to touch. We don't need no damn religion telling us that we in love.
That's right, that's right. You don't need nobody, no government, no religion, nobody telling you what to do with your relationship. It is between you and your partner.
If we did crash down the road, spending lawyer fees up, pen and pad gon' save my ass if these feelings freeze up. You gon' sign this prenup, you gon' sign this prenup, you gon' sign this prenup, you gon' sign this prenup.
Round number 9, best friends.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. I like how the production kind of just grabs you right off the bat, and I don't know, it's like you're instantly thrown into a mood, and all Abel says is yeah, and oh, and haze, but like, you're down with it.
Been a part of toxic love, it tore us apart. Things you want, I'm not looking for. You're my best friend now. You're my best friend now. Oh, I don't want to be responsible for your heart if we fall, 'cause I'll get clumsy and tear it apart. I love.
So somebody that he's fallen in love with, so talking about a previous relationship and coming back to them and becoming good friends with them.
You're my best friend now. Oh, I love it when we climax, and I will never burn you. I can never hurt you if we do it like that. Don't try to take it further. Focus on the friendship. Get a little sidetracked, catching little feelings. Thought we had arrangements. Thought you weren't like that. Yeah, I thought you weren't like that. Oh.
Things are getting messy. I think the label is not just best friends. I think that, you know, a little more things are happening here. It seems that rules are being broken.
Friends no more. Sex as friends no more. You don't wanna have sex as friends no more. Friends no more. Ooh. Friends no more. Sex as friends no more. You don't wanna have sex as friends no more. Oh.
Having sex as friends, I think, can maybe alter your relationship, and not in the best way. It can happen. It can happen for sure. But, you know, you need to set boundaries, make sure it's okay with the other person, I suppose.
I don't want to be responsible for your heart if we fall, 'cause I'll get clumsy and tear it apart. I love you so, but we can't get close. You're my best friend now. You're my best friend now.
On to track 10, Is There Someone Else? there was a snippet of this one in either the trailer or the track list preview. I can't really remember, but I do remember hearing this and like instantly falling in love with it.
I know that you're hiding something from me that's been close to your heart. Now felt it creeping up every day, baby, right from the start. I know that look you give when we're fighting. 'Cause I used to be the one who was lying, oh lying.
Kind of having a hard time with this album. I think mainly because it seems kind of repetitive in the way that we have heard a lot of these things before. Not a lot of this seemed new. Sonically, yeah, very new. But lyrically, it's not anything, you know. We've seen this before. We've seen this whole kind of shebang, you know. The fighting, the lying, the avoidance, the coming to terms with it, and so on and so on. Like it's been in pretty much all of his albums.
Is there someone else or not? 'Cause I wanna keep you close. I don't wanna lose my spot. 'Cause I need to know if you hurting him or you hurting me. If I ain't with you, I don't wanna be. Is there someone else or not? Ooh, oh no. I don't deserve someone loyal to me. Don't you think I see? I don't want to be a prisoner to who I used to be. I swear.
The sound is beautiful. The sound is great. I just wish there was more information. Because what we're getting is kind of just base level The Weeknd. It's something we've seen before. Run to number 11, Starry Eyes.
I only met you in my dreams before. When I was young and alone in the world, you were there when I needed someone to call my girl. And now you're my reality, and I wanna feel you close. But you're defeated, baby, broken, hurting, suffering from a shattered soul.
I do like the consistency of this album so far. A lot of slower tracks, which is kind of surprising to me, actually.
Oh, a shattered soul. Let me be there for your heart. Let me be there, I can be there until you're home. You weren't touched by a man in so long. Let me love you like you need. And I'll make it my responsibility. I'll be there every step of the way. I'll get you back on your feet. Then you can kick me to the curb. It's okay, babe, I promise that I felt the worst.
That's nice, that's nice.
Back then I was starry-eyed, and now I'm so cynical.
I think that was also a snippet from one of the trailers as well. I was actually looking forward to this part. That's a major standout on this song. I love that part.
Baby, break me, get me to the curb. Oh.
Yeah. Run to number 12, Every Angel is Terrifying. That's a good way to start off a song. Holy crap. Okay, let's go. love how he can just set off the ambiance, you know, with some woes and some synths in the background. It's just it's just a perfect vibe.
If I cried out, would hear me among the angels' order, even if they pressed me against their heart, I'd be consumed. For beauty is the terror we endure.
This almost seems more able than The Weeknd. You know, this feels more like his speaking voice and less, you know, the persona.
While we stand in wonder, we are annihilated. Every angel is terrified.
Intense, graphic, sexy, euphoric.
Round to number 13, Don't Break My Heart.
I see you drowning in the purple lights, diamonds shining bright. I see every eyes on you. You snatch my soul, I'm crucified.
Yeah.
I feel paralyzed. I'm so mesmerized by you.
Oh, I like that. And again, we're getting kind of a different vocal tone from The Weeknd that we haven't really gotten before. And that's kind of been sprinkled throughout this album, and it's been nice. It's been nice to kind of hear him in different tones.
But I know you're right for me. Ecstasy, I keep coming back for more. I think that you would die for me. Destiny, and this time I know for sure. Just don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't let me down. Please, don't you break my heart. Don't break my heart. I don't know if I can take it.
He said the lines, I keep coming back for more. I think that you would die for me. And he has a song from Starboy, Die For You. I think that's kind of funny, actually, because Die For You lit up recently.
Can take another heartbreak, or I'll end it all. And the girl I used to love, we broke up in the club, and I almost died in the discotheque. And now I know she wasn't right for me. Enemy, I kept coming back for more. I'd rather you would die for me. Destiny, and this time I know for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of these songs are very low-key. Maybe I need to just be in a car ride or something to really get the juice out of this album.
Break my heart. Don't break my heart. I don't know if I can take it anymore. Don't break my heart. Don't you. I'm falling apart already. Don't you break my heart. Don't. I don't know if I can take it anymore.
Round to number 14, I Heard You're Married.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, oh, yeah. The way you hypnotize me, I could tell you've been in control.
I mean, just right off the bat, we're getting kind of a lot of stank out of this one already. You know, I feel like whenever The Weeknd is in his yes, oh, woes, heys, hoes, he is kind of in his groove, you know? He's just putting the stank on to the max.
You manifested this, but girl, I blame myself. Things I should've known. The whispers that I hear are blowing through my ears. These words I need to hear from you. Now I know this is a fling. You're out in someone's ring. It hurts to think I'm shedding you.
Alright, so we're sleeping with somebody that's married. It sounds, typical for the Weeknd, right? He's always kind of getting into some kind of shenanigans like that.
Ooh, I heard you're married, girl. And I knew that this was too good to be true. Ooh, I heard you're married, girl. Oh, oh, oh. If you don't love him, oh no, then do yourself a favor and just leave him. Your number in my phone, I'm going to delete it.
So he's kind of getting some sense to him. This is where he draws the line. Like, he won't mess around with somebody that's married.
Girl, I'm way too grown for that deceiving. 'Cause I don't play. Now I'm sure you have your issues and your reasons. But why you even with them if you cheated? I thought you were someone that I could be with. Yeah. And it kills me that I'm sharing you. Oh.
He makes a good point, but why are you even with him if you're cheating? That's fair. That's fair. If you're gonna cheat on anybody, why would you be married? I feel like if you're married and you cheat, that just... Oh, that just makes it so messy.
I heard you're married, girl. I knew that this was too good to be true. Ooh, I heard you're married, girl. Oh, 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 and I hate it. Can't be with you, no, I can't be with you. You too.
Ooh, okay, yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. That just kind of instantly hit me. Good bridges on this album, by the way. Really, really good bridges. I think that's been one of the standouts.
I can't be with you, no, I can't be with you. You're too deceiving, girl. Oh,
Can't be your savage, that shit ain't fly, bitch. Can't be your pilot, can't be your private. Make me your obvious. If I ain't your husband, I can't be your hybrid. I heard you married. I bet he treat you like Virgin Mary. You
Okay, Lil Wayne. I didn't really expect that. I'm not too big of a Lil Wayne fan. I think he's hilarious here and there, right? But he's kind of groovy. He's kind of getting it right now. He's grooving.
dirty and I'm dirty Harry. I thought we was some lovers, canaries. Word to Larry, but I can't fuck with you. You put my love on the line and hang up on you. That's a long kiss goodbye, got a tongue to shoot. And when doves cry, we ain't got enough tissue. I'm still in love with you. Where the love at? You walk down the aisle, I can make you run back. Like fuck that. Where the love at? Tell hubby I kill him, no hubcap.
whoa. I heard you're married, girl.
A really, really good feature from Lil Wayne there. Honestly, that's probably one of the standouts on the album so far. I love that. That was great.
I heard you're married, girl. I can't be with you. No, I can't be with you. You're too deceiving, girl. Oh, I can't be with you. Yeah, I can't be with you. You're too deceiving, girl.
I think this is one of the most ad-lib heavy albums that we've gotten from him. And I love that. I love that because if you don't know me, I love The Weeknd's ad-libs to death. I think his haze are one of my absolute favorite things in this world. We're on to number 15, Less Than Zero.
Remember, I was your hero. Yeah, I'd wear your heart like a symbol. I couldn't save you from my darkest truth of all.
I like that. This is a little bit simpler in a way. I love the guitars. It's really kind of bringing out his voice even more so than it already would.
You tried your best with me, I know. I couldn't face you with my darkest truth of all. Oh. 'Cause I can't get it out of my head. No, I can't shake this feeling that crawls in my bed.
I feel like this chorus so far is one of the ones that has kind of stood out to me. I think the melody sounds a little bit different, you know, something that we haven't really gotten from this album so far.
I try to hide it, but I know you know me. I try to fight it, but I'd rather be free. Oh, but I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I love that. The I Can't Get You Out of My Head is just, oh, that sounds so good. Yeah, I think definitely one of the better choruses on this album so far.
I can't shake this feeling that crawls in my bed. I try to hide it, but I know you know me. I try to fight it, but I'd rather be free.
And with that, our journey comes to a close with Phantom Regret by Jim.
You're tuned to Dawn FM, the middle of nowhere on your dial. So sit back and unpack. You may be here a while.
This almost gives me kind of the Twilight Zone type of vibe. You know, it's kind of creepy, it's got some hints of eeriness to it as well as the imagery of dark and light.
Now that all future plans have been postponed, and it's time to look back on the things you thought you owned, do you remember them well? Were you high or just stoned? And how many grudges did you take to your grave? When you weren't liked or followed, how did you behave?
So is this about getting to the end of the road, you know, dying, and then reflecting on your life and kind of everything that you did wrong, everything that made you end up to where you were? Were you happy? You know, were you satisfied with your life? Were there things you could have changed about it? Could you stop smoking?
Was it often a dissonant chord you were strumming? Were you ever in tune with the song life was humming? If the pain's living on when your body's long gone and your phantom regret hasn't let it go yet, you may not have died in the way that you must. All specters are haunted by their own lack of trust.
Maybe that's what's happening to the Weeknd's older self. He's looking back on his younger self and being like, ah, crap, I'm not doing all this stuff right. I've made a lot of mistakes, thus creating a phantom regret, which is what I'm assuming is depicted as the older version of Abel.
When you're all out of time, there's nothing but space. No hunting, no gathering, no nations, no race. And heaven is closer than those tears on your face. When the purple rain falls, we're all bathed in its grace. Heaven's for those who let go of regret. And you have to wait here when you're not all there yet.
So there's the purgatory part of it. You know, your soul's stuck in between. It's in this kind of purgatory state where you can't continue. You can't go to heaven or hell. You're kind of just stuck there reflecting upon your life and how you could have changed it, but now you're just kind of stuck.
Could be there by the end of this song, where the weekend's so good and he plays all week long. Bang a gong, get it on. And if your broken heart's heavy when you step on the scale, you'll be lighter than air when they pull back the veil. Consider the flowers, they don't try to look right. They just open their petals and turn to the light.
So there's some interesting words used here. What speaks to me right now is veil, flowers, and petals. All three of these things were shown for the videos or for the short films that are coming out.
Are you listening real close? Heaven's not that, it's this. It's the depth of this moment. You don't reach for bliss. God knows life is chaos, but he made one thing true. You gotta unwind your mind, train your soul to align, and dance till you find that divine boogaloo.
Some of the things that are being said are kind of funny. I feel like there's a sense of like mysticalness and humor here and there because you gotta unwind your mind, train your soul to align, and dance till you find that divine boogaloo. It's not at all what I expected, but I'm okay with it, I suppose.
In other words, you gotta be heaven to see heaven. May peace be with you.
So that was Dawn FM. I'm confused. I'm not too sure what to think about this one. I think there are a lot of songs on here that seem recycled in a way. These are things that we've gotten from the Weeknd before. You know, these are things that we're pretty much familiar with. I need to listen to this again. I don't think I was in the right environment for this one. I really, really like the narration parts. I think those are absolutely cool. I think we got some of the most depth out of those, actually, especially in the last moment of the album with Phantom Regret. I think that was one of the highlights of the album. Sonically, I think it's really well done. Some of the drops are absolutely amazing, especially with Swedish House Mafia. I think those are some of the best songs on here. I'm not disappointed, but I'm also not happy. That's the funny thing about his work, though, is that a lot of the time I don't see it for what it is. Take Reminder, for example, off of Starboy. That's one of my favorite songs now, and when I first heard it, I didn't care for it. So this album could have the same kind of effect on me. I'm gonna call it there, though. That was Dawn FM. It was a really fun listen. I love the whole kind of radio aspect of it. Really, really cool. If you want to see anything else by the Weeknd, please, please, please let me know. Other than that, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye!